This is my review of the Eagles album, One of These Nights. It was released in 1975 and produced by Bill Szymczyk. So this is also their first album, or first full album with Don Felder, and their last full album with Bernie Leadon. Well, I think just last album in general with Bernie Leadon. I don't really remember a lot about getting this album. I probably would have got it like in the middle of buying all their albums. I think I kind of waited a while to buy this one because I knew most of the songs off of here from Greatest Hits, or not most of them, but I knew quite a few of them off that. So I kind of was just like, well, I don't want to buy one that I know a lot of the songs off of already. So I'm pretty sure I put it off for a while. It was an album that I don't know, it's never been my favorite Eagles album, but it is one that I kind of went through a phase where I listened to it a lot. I think that the fact that I knew so many of the songs on it going into it has always kind of held it back for me, one that I listened to a lot. It was actually kind of the one going into the most that I thought like my opinion was going to probably drop on. But that didn't really happen when I listened to it. So the first song on the album is the title track, One of These Nights. I think it's a great opening track. It's got some really good guitar from Felder. I really love the guitar solo. Just kind of shows off right away what he brings to the band, and great vocal from Henley. Just a really cool song. I've heard it a ton of times, so I'm still not really tired of it yet. Second track, Too Many Hands. This is a song by Meisner and Felder, and it's got a good vocal from Meisner. Kind of a darker sounding song for like a Randy lead vocal, and it's kind of a, I don't know, cool dark sounding song in general. It's got a lot of cool stuff on it instrumentally, I think, from the band. All of Randy's bass on it and all the guitar that's going on. It's kind of just a really cool kind of deep track, I guess. This third song, Hollywood Waltz, this is written by Henley Frey with Bernie Leadon and his, I think his brother Tom Leadon, who I believe just passed away recently. But yeah, this song was one that I got into right away. Kind of one of their more country-ish songs coming after the two more rocking, like, first two tracks. Kind of changes up the pace of the album, and I like it. I think it's a pretty catchy song. It's got a strong vocal from Henley, a lot of cool just instrumental things going on. The fourth track, Journey of the Sorcerer, this one is kind of where the album takes another like huge turn. This weird banjo instrumental from Bernie Leadon, and I used to feel like this song almost kind of came out of nowhere, but I don't know. It's really cool, and it does kind of work in the album, especially the way the album's sequenced with the kind of more country-ish Hollywood Waltz coming before this, and kind of just gets you ready for the banjo, I guess. It's really cool instrumental, really just kind of weird and dark sounding, and I don't know, it's not really like anything else on an Eagles album. The fifth track, Lion Eyes, is a Henley and Frey song, sung by Frey. This is the only track where he gets like an entire lead vocal to himself, and he does sing a lot of lead on one later, but he kind of shares it with Henley. And he's got a good vocal on here. I think it's one of the tracks that I've kind of overplayed a little bit off this album, but it's pretty catchy. It's got some cool country guitar stuff from Bernie, which is really the last time you get to kind of hear that, to the extent you do on here with him from, this band at least. So pretty cool track, but I've kind of listened to it a little bit too much. Sixth track, Take It to the Limit. This one I've really over-listened to. It's a song by Meisner, Henley, and Frey. Great vocal from Meisner on it. Probably his best with the band, even though I think he's got one later that kind of comes close. I didn't really like this song the first couple times I heard it. I just didn't really get into it because I think it's kind of slower, and it just really grew on me. And I've listened to the song way too many times, but it's still my favorite on the album. Still haven't really made myself tired of it yet. I don't really listen to it nearly as much as I used to, but it comes on and I still enjoy it. So yeah, Take It to the Limit, my favorite song on the album. 7-track, Visions. This is by Henley and Felder. The only Felder lead vocal that they did, and I feel like the song itself is probably the weakest song on the album. I don't think that really, to me, that doesn't at least have anything to do with Felder's vocal. I find it hard to kind of tell what he sounds like on here. It sounds like they have him like, I don't know, probably double tracked and like some other stuff kind of going on, and I don't know, his voice just sounds kind of like they're trying to make it really clear, but it's almost like kind of distorted and hidden at the same time. Like, I don't know, it's weird. Like, I can't really just get a handle on what it sounds like, no matter how much I listen to this. So, yeah, I don't know. But as far as the song goes, I just think it's kind of weaker. Like, one of the, I don't know, I can't even remember the specific lyric, but one of the lyrics just always strikes me as kind of clumsy, and I don't know, I don't think it's one of their stronger songs as far as like being a well-written song, but it's got some cool instrumental stuff going on in it, and it's not like it's really horrible or anything. I think it's just not a really like well-done track. The eighth track, After the Thrill Is Gone, another Henley Fry song. This one sung by Fry mostly, but it's got Henley comes in and does some parts and sings with him some. And this one I like a lot. I think I've kind of overlooked it some because of its place, like kind of towards the end of the album, but I really enjoy it quite a bit. And then the ninth and final track, I Wish You Peace, by Bernie Ledden and Ronald Reagan's daughter, actually. I think, what's her name again? Patty Davis. So that's kind of strange, but anyway. This song, from what I understand, Henley didn't like it. I think he called it like smarmy cocktail music, I think was what it was. And I actually kind of have a funny story about this song. I was playing this album at work once. I don't usually, and this was a long time ago, but I don't usually play music at work. But one night they let me, and I was just like, oh, I'm going to play an Eagles album, because there was this joke that all I listened to was the Eagles. And anyway, it's kind of a long, rambly story. I picked this album mainly because it had Journey of the Sorcerer on it, and I'm gonna play the one with the weird instrumental, so everybody's confused. But anyway, I kind of had completely even forgotten about this song. It gets to the end of the album, and there's this guy that comes in every now and then. Like, he doesn't work there, but he comes in to do his job, and he stays for like an hour and goes around and does some stuff. And he's always making comments on the different styles of music and stuff we're listening to. And he comes in and he's like, oh wow, this is gonna put me to sleep. So that's my funny work story about this song. But yeah, I think a lot of people don't really like this song. I actually always liked it though. I think it's a strong closing track for the album. I think it's kind of a strong like goodbye from Bernie to the band or whatever. I don't know, like I get that it's not everybody's kind of song, but I think it's pretty catchy. And I think Bernie actually gives a really strong vocal on it. So, yeah, I don't know. Strangely, like, I feel like Bernie's guitar is a little more like subdued. Like, you don't hear it as often on this album with Felder and the band. And from what I understand, he was kind of frustrated the direction of the band, and frustrated, I think, like with what his place in the band was becoming. But at the same time, he does kind of have quite a bit of good stuff on here. So kind of sorry to see him go, but anyway, it's a good album. I think my favorite cover of theirs, but I need to get a new copy because mine's really beat up, and it kind of came this way when I ordered it. It was all cracked up and broken inside, so the CD kind of rattles around. So I need to get a new one sometime. But anyway, sorry, I'm kind of rambling. But yeah, strong album. A little bit all over the place musically, but I think that it has a really strong sequencing that kind of pulls it together and makes it feel like you're on this kind of trip with it almost. And I don't know, I really think that the sequencing of the tracks is really cool on this. Like, I don't think Journey of the Sorcerer would have worked like with any other track before it, but Hollywood Waltz. Yeah, I don't know, it's a really cool album, really different for them in a lot of ways because just how diverse and weird it is. But I don't know where I'm gonna rank this yet, or exactly how good it is. I think along some of the others, like it's not my favorite album by them, but I think it's kind of up there, maybe higher than I would have thought going into this.